So we discussed basics of economy. I mean, like what you have to study, what is that focus area, which is that areas you should concentrate, etc. Those things we have studied. Today we'll take the two important NCERT books. The first one is like the macro. Second one is Indian economic development. So one is macro, second one is Indian economic development, and both of them we will make sure that what is the crux which you need to take, or what is an abstract which is going to help you for the exam. Okay. See, I told you to read last 10 years of questions set by UPSC. As you all are aspiring for UPSC, the questions which are set for last 10 years. So those 10 years papers, if you can see, I have told you like on an average there are around 15 questions asked. On an average there are around 15 questions asked. So when on an average 15 questions are asked, then we will today categorize what are those 15 questions, and we'll go to these areas. In next coming sessions we'll take the other things. In 15 questions, 3 questions on an average, or we can take 2 questions or 3 questions on an average. These are from banking and classification of banks, and 3 questions on an average will be from money market, capital market, SEBI. What is SEBI? What is full form of SEBI? Stock Exchange Board of India. SEBI, money market, capital market, SEBI. All right. So 3 questions from banking, 3 on an average comes from these areas. All right. Questions, if you can say, recently there were questions from industries. All right. And there were questions from current affairs. All right. There were questions from directly picked from economic survey and budget. The questions picked from economic survey, budget. Okay, industries, and the most important segment of this 15 question will be topic agriculture. The topic agriculture, which is a very important prime topic, where number of questions which are asked are very high, very high in fact. So 3 on an average from agriculture, they might ask 2, etc. Agriculture, food processing, allied activities. Okay, and 2 questions on an average, and this is compulsory. Very basics he will ask you. 2 questions on an average, very basics he will ask you. This will differ. This current affairs area, current affairs, survey, industries, this are always, these are going to differ. There's always like an addition. Last time they have asked 2, this time they will ask 4, and it will go on. So in this area, we can easily assume that basics questions, sometimes he'll ask 2, sometimes he'll ask 3. Okay, banking on an average 3, money market, capital market, SEBI related 2 to 3 questions, some survey, current affairs, industries, okay, food processing, such kind of things. He will ask you 3+ questions, because from economic survey he will ask you more questions. Agriculture, allied activities, what are the plans, schemes, programs, ministries, such things he will ask you from economy. Okay, so there are few things like taxes, fiscal policy, okay, monetary policy. All right, next, such kind of things can also be asked. Those things will also be covered. For example, he has asked earlier about balance of payment, balance of trade, what is current account, capital account, right? So dollar rupee variations, such things he will ask you in the exam. So be ready with the format that he can ask you what is those most important considerations, what areas he will ask you, what are the important topics. But make sure that you should know some weightage. Weightage means what? So from past 10 years, if you check, you will really understand which area he is concentrating. So what areas you should focus on, which areas is concentrating, and what areas you have to go through, etc. For example, if I take a case of banking, he will ask you the question mostly on the banks which are associated in rural areas. He will ask you many questions on the banks which are associated in rural areas. He will question you going into very depth in rural areas. That will be one statement, and very simple statement will be the another statement. But both things will be related to the areas of rural. How is the flow of money in rural, etc. Okay. So today on the classification, we will take the topic which is agriculture. Agriculture. So the basic terminology of agriculture, what comes under agriculture, what you have to read in agriculture, etc. The next sessions will take banking, fiscal policy, etc. Okay. So what comes under agriculture? So earlier I have told you, like Indian economy, most population is associated in agriculture. Okay. But the concentration of technology is very high in services. So most returns you are getting are from the services of it. But most population is associated in agriculture. Less returns you get it from agriculture. And I also told you about the lands, concentration of lands are in few hands, which is making those few to operate via technology because of large scale, and people who are marginalized, which means who hold less than 1 hectare or 2.47 acres. Such people will have very minimum percentage of land in their hand to operate. Outcome is also very, very less. Now, agriculture is a very important subject in economy. Mainly, agriculture is operated basically as it is driven by monsoon. Okay, agriculture is basically driven by monsoon. If monsoon is good, then everything is good. If monsoon is not up to the mark, the rainfall is not up to the mark, then that is going to hit the government as well as the farmers. We have 3 seasons. One is Kharif, Rabi, and Zaid. Kharif is a rainy season, Rabi is a winter season, Zaid is a summer season. So we have crops, different types of crops which we concentrate more in Kharif, few in Rabi, other one in Zaid. Basically in Zaid we have fruits, vegetables, and few other like watermelon, cucumber, Okay, such kind of things we can expect in Zaid. And this Kharif season basically occupied with good percentage of rainfall. So government also prepares well that there is going to be good percentage of rain. Production can increase because India is a good exporter of fruits, vegetables, other food grains and also non-food grains. Food crops, non-food crops, both are part of agriculture. Both we export and both we import. Food crops, basically what we export majorly rice, wheat, pulses, millets, etc. Food crops. Non-food crops, other than things we directly consume, but we consume, not directly consumption, which are not part of food, non-food crops. So these are called as, for example, the one which you get it as part of jute, all right, as part of cotton, okay, non-food crops criteria, etc. Now imagine I am a farmer in the topic agriculture. Imagine I am a farmer and I actually wanted to produce some food grains. Okay, so I am a farmer, but how do government look at me? What type of farmer you are? You might be small scale, marginal, or large scale. Everyone is important for me. Large scale will contribute more to my exports. Small scale will contribute, if I promote, will contribute to reduction of poverty. Because if I don't promote them, then he will come out as an unemployed labor. It's my job to reduce the unemployment, poverty and increase standard of living, etc. in the country. If you're not promoting them in that area, again you have to divert them into some other area. So farmers are very important for me. Farmers are backbone of our Indian economy. That's the reason we call agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. Now, if we take a case, 60% are employed in agriculture. Not all are large scale, not all are small scale or marginal. For example, if I take the case of marginal, whose number is very high. Marginal number of farmers are very, very high, but their land holding capacity is very, very low. So, what kind of agricultural they will perform? What kind of agriculture they perform is they perform any type of agriculture which they consume it for themselves. So they consume it for themselves, which means what they are producing 50 to 70% they consume it for themselves. Remaining they will sell in the market. So considering this, for basically Kharif and Rabi crop, to protect the farmers, government has brought a concept in the year 1960s, that is the minimum support prices. It's called as Kanisa Maddatu Dharal, MSP. MSP has a coverage of 25 products. Understand, MSP is not backed by any law. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరే రైతులు, you're the farmer and government is not including your crop. You cannot go to court. Rather, you can take to the market and sell based on the demand. For certain products, why do government choose that product? Why do government choose wheat? Why do government choose bajra, millets, lentils? Why do government has chosen rice, paddy, etc., cotton? What is the reason? The reason behind is the domestic demand of this is very high and the government prefer to store them. I'm giving you option that I'm going to buy from you, I'll pay you. Okay? When I'll pay you, you have to produce that product. So, you people are the farmers and I am the government. I'm assuring you that if you go for that crop, I'll give you some payment, minimum payment I'll give. That means what? In your mind, it is been assumed now whether the market has demand or not, government will definitely buy. This is making the farmers to go for that crop. Could be rice, wheat, bajra, sugarcane, jute, any of the crop. They will go, they will invest, and they will hand over those crops to the government. Government will procure those crops. What government will do? Government has a policy which is called as agricultural price policy. Agricultural price policy means with this policy, government is protecting the producers one side, consumers on the other side. This policy we called it as an agricultural price policy. Agricultural price policy means in this concept, government, అమ్మా ఇది రబ్బ ఎట్లా చేయాలి డిలీట్ చేసేయాలా అంతేనా ఓకే అగ్రికల్చరల్ ప్రైస్ policy. Agricultural price policy. No, government is trying to protect the producers and the consumers. Protecting the producers means they are protecting the farmers. How do they protect the farmers? By declaring MSP, minimum support prices. Protecting the consumers means how do they protect the consumers? PDS. What is PDS? Public distribution system. Public distribution system. Consumers, especially those consumers who belong to the BPL families, below poverty line. Below poverty line. So this is a very important policy which is called as agricultural price policy, where in one side you will protect the producers, on other side you will protect the consumers. Producers, farmers are the producers, consumers we people. PDS. PDS means what? Ration shops. Ration shops ద్వారా గవర్నమెంట్ బియ్యం గోధుమ సబ్సిడైజ్ ప్రైజెస్ ఇస్తారు. కనీస మద్దతు ధరలతో రైతుల దగ్గర నుంచి కొంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ బయింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ఫార్మర్స్ and protecting the interest of the farmers. Other side distributing to PDS. So what is that? I am declaring MSP. Which crops I will declare? Those crops which are in demand. Compulsory consumptions. I consume rice. Definitely government has to procure rice because I belong to BPL families, and in this BPL family the consumers will come forward and they will demand rice, wheat, sugar, pulses, oil. Correct? These things you demand. It is making compulsion on the government to procure those things from the farmers. And I am advising the farmers to produce first those goods. And I am advising the farmers with assurance that I am going to buy those products. So this is called as agricultural price policy. On the one side you have producers, other side you have consumers. Okay. Now first we'll talk about farmers. Procurement means what? Procurement means procuring the food grains from the farmers. I am not going to procure all the food grains what all you produce. For example, rice. Do you think that every farmer can produce rice? No. Because for rice, basically it's a kharif crop. The season which it acquires is the rainy season, and this rainy season is quite dominating for only few crops, and hence I will go for the basic crop which is rice, paddy, which needs good percentage of water. Not all soils promote the crops which you demand: wheat, cotton, jute, sugarcane, rice. All these are again procured from different types of soils, different types of land, etc. This is also one problem where not all farmers will go for production of these goods. Now it should be evident that not all farmers will come forward to produce rice, Not all farmers are eligible for MSP. So what is the criteria that you will come under MSP? First criteria is what is the demand, domestic demand. Second, international demand. Other countries are demanding, India is demanding. Considering them, I will ask the farmers to produce that good. I will make a buffer stock. What is now buffer stock? Buffer stock means stock which the government is making for procurement. So who handles buffer stock? FCI. What is FCI? Food Corporation of India. Put FCI responsibility into it. It is a nodal agency of the government which is performing the function of procuring the food grains, okay, from the farmers. This is how you should understand in a very simple way. So how does it looks? Farmer will produce food grains. How does it look? Farmer will write here. Farmer will produce food grains. Farmer will produce food grains. These food grains are stored by the nodal agency Food Corporation of India, which functions directly under the central government. Food Corporation of India directs this food grains to the central government. From central government, it goes to districts. From district headquarters, it will go to the fair shops. Fair shops. Fair shops ante ration shops. Okay. Water nakenappa. Okay. So just production, farmer, food grains, FCI, state government, district, and then fair shops. Then the fair shops. This procurement from the farmers by the central government is MSP, that is minimum support price. And this delivery of food grains by the central and the state government to the fair shops is fair price or issue price. Fair price or the issue price. What is fair price and issue price? Fair price and issue price are those prices where the farmers goods which they are produced will be procured by the government and delivered to the consumers like BPL families at very subsidized prices. Subsidized prices, they buy in quintals but they give it in kgs. Imagine 1 kg they buy is at 30 rupees from the farmer. Okay, and how much they deliver in the fair shop? 1 kg is equal to 5 rupees, 2 rupees, and also 1 rupee. And also 1 rupee. Central government delivers to the state government rice. If I take rice, central government delivers to the state government the rice which is of 3 rupees. And central government promises to the individuals, I am paying it at 1 rupee. So this 2 rupees burden is further taken by the state government. Okay. 3 rupees central government promises. So further state government promises ni fulfill cheyadaniki, it is taking the burden of 2 rupees. So for state government burden anedi 2 rupees, central government burden anedi it is 3 rupees. Now consumer is getting the rice at 1 rupee. For example, Telangana government is giving a rice at rupees 3. Rice at rupees 3 earlier case, but now government is taking additional burden of 2 rupees and is delivering the rice at rupees 1. Okay. Next, what all you get it? What all you get it in the fair shops are the products which are demanded by the people. And for example, if you take a case of the crops which are demanded internationally, that means that will not be delivered via fair shops, international demand, etc. For example, public distribution system lo we deliver only the food crops. We deliver only the food crops which are directly consumed. Alright, next. I told you like MSP is declared. For them it is issue price or fair price. For them this is a MSP. What is MSP? Minimum support prices. Now what is minimum support price? Minimum support prices, these are those prices which are given by the government to the farmers. These are the prices which are given or purchased by the farmers by the government from the farmers on delivering of certain crops, rice, wheat, cotton, etc. These are called as MSP, or the minimum price which is paid by the government to the farmers. So, in minimum prices ever set chesaru, who will decide? Central government. Central government decides how many times? 2 times. So, central government decides minimum support prices 2 times in a year. Away crops go Kharif and Rabi. So, central government decides MSP for 25 crops. MSP for 25 crops. Okay. Twice in a year. That is for the Kharif and next is Rabi. So Kharif crops are 14. Overall 25. No? Kharif crops are 14. Rabi crops are 7. Kharif are 14. Rabi are 7. Next calendar crops are 4. Okay. Kharif 14. Rabi 7. Calendar crops are 4. So there are 4 calendar crops. Okay. Direct question. Calendar crops are those crops whose gestation period is very high. Gestation period ante indi almost 8 months to 12 months తీసుకుంటాయి. ఇప్పుడు ఖరీఫ్ పంటలు అంటే 4 months to 6 months అనుకో, మిగతావి 4 months to 6 months. కానీ గెస్టేషన్ క్రాప్స్ అనేది 4 months to 6 months తీసుకో, దే విల్ టేక్ లాంగ్ పీరియడ్, 8 months 9 months అలా ఆ టైం పీరియడ్ తీసుకుంటాం. సో వాటికి మనము ఖరీఫ్లో తీసుకోలేము, రబీలో తీసుకోలేము, అందుకే వాటిని వి కాల్ దెమ్ యాజ్ క్యాలెండర్ క్రాప్స్. ఓకే. What are calendar crops? What are Kharif? What are Rabi? What are Kharif? What are Rabi? What are calendar? Kharif, how many crops are there? 14. ఇది మొన్న క్వశ్చన్ అడిగాడు. How many kharif crops are declared by the government? 14. Alright. How many MSP crops ఉన్నాయి? 25. 14 plus 7 plus 4. మొత్తం they are 25. 25 లో ఖరీఫ్ ఆర్ 14, రబీ ఆర్ 7, క్యాలెండర్ ఆర్ 4. సో ఇప్పుడు calendar is very important for your exams. Calendar crops are very important. 4 calendar crops. 4 calendar crops are being declared by government. Government means who will declare? Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, CCEA antam. CCEA ante Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, which is headed by Prime Minister of India. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, which is headed by Prime Minister of India, will decide the MSP prices and takes final decision. Will decide the MSP prices and takes the final decision. All right. So next, what are 4 crops? Calendar crops. First one is sugarcane. Second one is jute. Third one is copra, COPRA. First one is sugarcane. Second one is jute. Third one is copra, COPRA. Copra. Fourth one is dehusked, DEHUSKED. Dehusked coconut. Dehusked coconut. Dehusked coconut. Okay. First one is sugarcane. Second one is jute. Third one is copra. Fourth one is dehusked coconut. 4 crops. Calendar. Gestation period is very, very long, and hence we call them as calendar crops. Which set of farmers will go for these products? Those farmers which can afford to commercial farming. What are the different types of farmings are there? We have commercial farming, we have cooperative farming, okay, and the farming which is for myself. Farming which is for myself, that means I am producing the good, I am consuming for myself. So in case if I am producing the good, I am consuming for myself, then it cannot be commercial, it cannot be plantation, it cannot be much cooperative also. So I have 1 acre of land, I cannot produce more goods. What will I do? I will go, in case I want to make it commercial, 1 acre of land will tie up with 2 acres of land. 2 acres of land will tie up with 5 acres of land. What they are doing? Pooling. This is called as cooperative farming. And here they will produce goods out of 8 acres, 5 plus 2 plus 3. And the production they have made out of this 8 acres, they will get returns and they will divide them as per their own ratio. Okay. So here they are making goods. And these goods are based on the market. The prices they get based on the market, they will divide according to their investments, according to their production. ఇప్పుడు 1 ఎకరా అనుకోండి, ప్రొడక్షన్ తక్కువనే ఉంటుంది కానీ నీకు రిటర్న్స్ ఎక్కువ రావచ్చు. 1 ఎకరాలో ప్రొడక్షన్ చేసి నేను బయట మార్కెట్లో కనుక అమ్మితే నాకు ఎక్కువ ప్రాఫిట్స్ రావు. అదే 1 ఎకరా నలుగురితో కలిపి ఒక 8 acres అవుతే ప్రొడక్షన్ ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది, వాటికి నేను ఎక్కువ డిమాండ్ కూడా చేయవచ్చు, అప్పుడు నాకు లాభాలు కూడా ఎక్కువ వస్తాయి. ఓకే. That is the reason I prefer to go for cooperative farming. Next is called as commercial farming. Now, what is the meaning of commercial farming? Commercial farming means farming which is basically done for commercial activity. Commercial activity is my intention to go for profits. Cooperatives Mao Kosamga. So I'm going for profits. For example, going for profits, basically the theme for this going for profits is very clear. I go for plantation also. Plantation ante enamma large scale area kelpada. Sugar cane, coffee, rubber, cashew, all this comes under plantation. Which means commercial activity is definitely there. I'm producing the good which can actually give me some returns. This is called as plantation crops. Who can go for plantation crops? Those people will have large area. The short area people or small area people or marginalized area people cannot afford go for huge rubber, cashew, cotton, tea. Okay, such thing they cannot afford. And this case of calendar crops, jute, sugarcane, etc. వీళ్ళకు large scale ఉండాలి. Plantation కిందికి వస్తారు. 1 year వరకు gestation period ఉంటుంది. And hence we call them as calendar crops. Therefore, which I have made you write, very important is sugarcane. Very, very important among them will be the case of sugarcane. Now, what is the case of sugarcane? What do you know about sugarcane? Asalu news lo unda. What is the case of sugarcane? What do you know about sugarcane? What do you know at least about sugar? What do you know about sugarcane? What do you know at least about sugar? Do you get sugar from ration shops? No? Okay, fine, no problem. Do you at least get sugar from ration shops? Yes, they give it. Now they are giving. Okay, they are giving it now. Okay, Amma, they are giving. Okay, fine. Chalo. Look, sugar is produced by the mills, not by the farmers. Farmer responsibility is to produce sugarcane. And we studied there are 25 crops which are part of MSP. There are 25 crops MSP lo. There are 25 crops. A 25 crops lo, one crop is sugarcane. One crop is sugarcane. In 25 crops lo, few crops which are produced by the farmers directly purchased by government. Okay, 25 crops. So there are few crops which are need not further processed. For example, rice, wheat. We process ayyaka directly they'll be consumed by government, means it will go to FCI go down. Second, there are few crops which are produced by the farmers which cannot be procured directly by the government. Government direct konadadu. Those crops which are not purchased by the government are purchased by the mill owners. Mill owners will process them and they will give it to the government. Okay? Sugarcane. Sugarcane తీసుకొని గవర్నమెంట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? It cannot do because not a final product. Jute. Jute is not a final product. So gunny bags, ropes, such things are being procured by the government if needed. That will be a final product. So then directly final product తీసుకుంటాను. Rice, wheat, cotton, even డైరెక్ట్గా కొనేస్తాను. మిగతావి ఈ మిల్ ఓనర్స్కి వెళ్ళి మిల్ ఓనర్స్ నుంచి ప్రాసెస్ అయ్యి it will go to the government. Like such, which will go to mill owners is sugarcane. Okay, so like such which goes via mill owners will be sugarcane. So what the mill owners and the farmer relation and the government relation. Farmers produce sugarcane. Farmers produce sugarcane considering the MSP prices. Farmers produce the sugarcane considering the MSP prices. Who declares MSP prices? CSCP. I'm a farmer now, I will go for sugarcane, but I will see the prices declared by government. అది ఎంతవరకు ఉండొచ్చు? Basically 340 to 350 per quintal ఉంటుంది sugarcane. 340 or 350 per quintal ఉంటుంది sugarcane. So sugarcane from the farmers is procured by the mill owners. అంటే ఇప్పుడు రైస్ ప్రొక్యూర్ చేశాక rice is purchased by government. So government, you are farmers. I'm the government. You will come to my FCI godown and you will put all your goods in my FCI godown. Then I'll give you MSP. And ikkada sugarcane is to be handed over to the mill owner, and mill owner will give you MSP. Government will. That's a difference. Because who is purchasing here? Mill owners are purchasing to process. So mill owners will pay MSP to the farmers. Mill owners will pay MSP to the farmers. Now mill owners will pay MSP to the farmers, and this MSP is decided by CSCP. Government decides. Next, after this, now mill owners, as they have given MSP, now what is the product which they make out of this sugarcane? One is sugar, second one is jaggery, third one is ethanol. Sugar, jaggery, ethanol. Sugar, jaggery and ethanol is what is the end product which they make it. These end products they will sell in the market. Okay, these end products they will sell now in the market. From the market, government will purchase, and government will issue in the fake shops. Okay, which means mill owners will put this in the market at the market prices, and from the market government will purchase, and the government will issue them in the fake shops. This is very lengthy, in-depth concept, but I'm just giving you a glance. I cannot take you to very well because you are beginners. When we actually take the classes, that time I'll explain you the concept. So sugarcane is the case, is the best example that it is first part of MSP, and sugarcane is not directly procured by the government. It is being processed, and finally it is being sold in the market. From the market, the governments will buy. Which government? Central government or state government? No, state government will buy. Central government is not interfering in sugarcane business. They are just interfering in setting the prices. Prices set chese varaku central government will be there, and those will be sold in the market, and from the market it is basically procured by the state government. State government procure cheskoni they will sell to the poor people. PDS system lo they will sell, migita store cheskuntaru, migita exports cheskuntaru. They'll buy from the market. Next, the case of jute. Next is the case of jute. Calendar crops. Next is the case of jute and approve. Jute is a very important product. Jute is again a calendar crop. MSP is decided by CACP. And jute lo samasya endante the farmers which grow jute. Where do you get a large production of jute in India? West Bengal. West Bengal, Bihar, Assam. Okay, ఈ ప్రాంతాల్లో you get a huge production of the jute. What is the use of jute? Jute తో ఏం చేస్తున్నాం మనం? What is the use of jute? గిన్ని బ్యాగ్స్ అమ్మా, రైస్ బ్యాగ్స్, జూట్ బ్యాగ్స్ లో స్టోర్ చేసుకోవడం. జూట్ నుంచి మనం వి మేక్ కార్పెట్స్, వి మేక్ బ్లాంకెట్స్. జూట్ నుంచి వి మేక్ డెకరేటివ్స్. జూట్ నుంచి వి మేక్ రోప్స్. Such things we make out of jute. India is the largest producer of jute in the world. Largest producer of jute in the world is India. ఇండియాలో ప్రొడక్షన్ అయినంత జూట్ ఇంకెక్కడ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవ్వదు. more than 95% of jute produced in West Bengal. అంటే వరల్డ్ లో కూడా వెస్ట్ బెంగాల్ లో ఉన్న ప్రాంతమే టాప్ అనుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, మిగతావి కొంత శాతం వరకు అస్సాంలో, బీహార్లో ఈ ప్రాంతంలో చూడొచ్చు. ఇండియా is the largest producer of jute. Then who is the largest exporter? Bangladesh. Okay, Bangladesh. What is the meaning? ఇదేంటి ఇండియాలో ప్రొడక్షన్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది, బంగ్లాదేశ్ ఎక్స్పోర్టర్ అంటే ఇండియాలో కన్సంప్షన్ ఎక్కువ. ఇండియాలో ఎక్కువ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నామన్నా ఉత్పత్తి ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది, అలానే మనం ఎక్కువ వాడేస్తున్నాం. How much jute you are producing and jute and its products, we consume them. And how much Bangladesh is producing, they don't consume more, they export more. Okay, very opposite. So largest producer of jute is India and largest exporter of jute Bangladesh. That's it. Very important facts. And next important, if we could understand, there is one more product which is very similar to jute, is called as mesta. వీటిని మనం MESTA అంటాం. మెస్టా అంటే ఏంది? మెస్టా ఇస్ a very similar form of jute. Jute లాంటిదే మెస్టా కూడా. ఓకే, మెస్టా is a very similar form of jute. Mesta is a very similar form, FORM, form of jute. But it is a very fine product, FINE. But it is a very fine product, FINE. It is a very fine product, FINE. FINE. ఇప్పుడు జూట్ కి మెస్టాకు డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి? వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ జూట్ అండ్ మెస్టా? వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ జూట్ అండ్ మెస్టా? జూట్ అంటే రా మెటీరియల్ లాంటి, మెస్టా అంటే ఫైన్ ప్రోడక్ట్. అది కూడా జూట్ లాంటిది, మెస్టా కూడా జూట్ లాంటిదే. బట్ మెస్టా ఈజ్ ఎ వెరీ ఫైన్ ప్రోడక్ట్. వెరీ ఫైన్ ప్రోడక్ట్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఇప్పుడు గన్నీ బ్యాగ్స్ లో వాటిలో వాడాము, వెరీ ఫైన్ ప్రోడక్ట్, షైనీ మెటీరియల్. ఇది డెకరేటివ్స్ లో అలాంటి వాటిలో వాడతాము. ఇంటీరియర్ డిజైన్ ఎన్రిచ్ చేసుకోవడానికి వి యూస్ మెస్టా. జూట్ అన్ని ప్రాంతాల్లో దొరకదు, మెస్టా అన్ని ప్రాంతాల్లో దొరుకుతుంది. జూట్ వి గెట్ ఇట్ ఓన్లీ మోస్ట్ ఫ్యూ ఏరియాస్, వెస్ట్ బెంగాల్, ఆసాం, బీహార్. కానీ మెస్టా అన్ని ప్రాంతాల్లో దొరుకుతుంది. కానీ మెస్టా ఇస్ నాట్ ద హెవీ ప్రొడక్షన్, or mesta is not heavily produced when compared to jute. అర్థమైన డిఫరెన్స్? Which of the following product covers more states ante mesta, and which of the following is dominating is jute? ఓకే, జూట్ అండ్ మెస్టా రెండు వెరీ సిమిలర్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్. రా జూట్ కింద తీసుకుంటాం వీటిని. రెండు సేమ్ ఫ్యామిలీ, జూట్ అండ్ మెస్టా. అండ్ ఒకటేమో మరి రాగా ఉంటుంది, నాటు. ఒకటేమో మరి ఫైన్ ఉంటుంది, న్యాచురల్ ఫైన్ ఉంటుంది, షైనీ మెటీరియల్ విచ్ ఇస్ బీయింగ్ యూటిలైజ్డ్ ఫర్ ఇంటీరియర్ డిజైన్ పర్పస్, డెకరేటివ్స్ కోసం వాడతాం. రోప్స్, గన్నీ బ్యాగ్స్ కు వాడము. Mesta is available in most of the states, but jute is available in only few states. That is the difference between what is a jute and a mesta. Now, mesta ni pakkan bettese, this jute is actually getting MSP. So government will decide MSP for the jute. Okay. ఇప్పుడు గవర్నమెంట్ జూట్ పై ఎంఎస్సి డిసైడ్ చేశాక గవర్నమెంట్ ఒక ప్రైస్ ఫిక్స్ చేస్తుంది షుగర్ కేన్ లాగానే. కానీ ఎవరు కొంటారు? మిల్ ఓనర్స్ కొంటారు. ఇక్కడ ఏం ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇచ్చాను, జూట్ గవర్నమెంట్ డైరెక్ట్ తీసుకుని ఏం చేస్తుంది? గన్ని బ్యాగ్స్ లాంటివి, రోప్స్ లాంటివి, బ్లాంకెట్స్ లాంటివి ఫైనల్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ చేసేస్తే ఆ ఫైనల్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ ని గవర్నమెంట్ ప్రొక్యూర్ చేసుకొని డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తుంది. రా మెటీరియల్ ప్రైస్ ఉంది కదా, మీరు రైతులు ఇప్పుడు రా మెటీరియల్స్ మీకు బేసికల్లీ జూట్కి వెళ్ళాలంటే ఆ ప్రైజెస్ ఎవరు చేస్తారంటే గవర్నమెంట్. సిఏసిపి, క్యాబినెట్ కమిటీ ఆన్ ఎకనామిక్ అఫేర్స్, సిఏఈఏ, సిసిఈఏ, క్యాబినెట్ కమిటీ ఆన్ ఎకనామిక్ అఫేర్స్, హెడెడ్ బై హూ హెడ్ సిసిఏ? పిఎం, ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్. ఓకే, సో జూట్ ప్రైజెస్ కూడా వీళ్ళే డిసైడ్ చేస్తారు. బట్ హూ విల్ బై జూట్? మిల్ ఓనర్స్. Who will pay jute prices to farmers? Mill owners. So in this cases, jute and sugarcane government కొనదు, కానీ government prices set చేస్తాం. But they are procured by the mill owners and given, the prices are given to the farmers. Solve అయిపోతుంది. మిల్ ఓనర్స్ ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తారు, మార్కెట్లో పెడతారు. తీసుకొచ్చి గనీ బ్యాగ్స్, రోప్స్, materials, what all the materials you make it and put it in the market నుంచి నేను కొనుక్కుంటాను. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఎవరు ఇక్కడ? గవర్నమెంట్ will buy the products which are produced by the mill owners. Okay, products which are produced by the mill owners, farmers ka, mill owners from the market. Processing mill owners process చేసి ఫైనల్ ప్రోడక్ట్ చేసి they'll put it where? మార్కెట్లో. నేను మార్కెట్ నుంచి కొనుక్కుంటాను. నేను ఎందుకు కొంటున్నాను? why government is buying these products? why will I buy? ఇప్పుడు మిల్లున్న సమస్య ఏంటంటే, sir we are actually making gunny bags, we are putting in the market, who will buy gunny bag? మనం కొంటామా? no need, గవర్నమెంట్ కొనేస్తుంది. how many? 70% కన్నా ఎక్కువ గవర్నమెంట్ కొనేస్తుంది గనీ బ్యాగ్స్. ఏం చేస్తుంది గవర్నమెంట్? what the government will do by buying these gunny bags? What the government will do by buying these gunny bags? Government will give it to FCI. What FCI will do? Food grains is store చేసుకుంటుంది. So the food grains are basically stored in the gunny bags. Compulsory? Yes. All food grains? Yes. ఇంకేదైనా ప్రోడక్ట్ వాడుతున్నారా? క్లాత్, ప్లాస్టిక్స్ వాడరు. Food grains are especially stored in the gunny bags only. FCI godown నుంచి ఏదైనా PDS system కు if you are delivering the food grains, then those food grains will go in the gunny bags only. Compulsory వెళ్ళాలి. Plus షుగర్ కూడా డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తుంది గవర్నమెంట్ టు ద ఫేర్ షాప్స్. ఓకే, ఆ షుగర్ 20% గనీ బ్యాగ్స్ లో ఉండాలి. మినిమం క్లాత్, ప్లాస్టిక్ బ్యాగ్ లో పెట్టాలి. 20% అయితే కంపల్సరీ గనీ బ్యాగ్స్ లో ఉంటుంది. మిగతా క్లాత్ బ్యాగ్స్ వాడతారు ఎక్కువ షుగర్ కేన్స్. నా గనీ బ్యాగ్స్ మాక్సిమం డిమాండ్ ఉంటుంది, రోప్స్ మాక్సిమం డిమాండ్ ఉంటుంది. వాట్ ఆల్ యూఆర్ ప్రొడ్యూసింగ్ మిల్ ఓనర్స్ లో గవర్నమెంట్ కొనేస్తాయి. గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ బై అవే దోస్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ సోల్డ్ బై ద మిల్ ఓనర్స్ ఇన్ ద మార్కెట్. మీకు ఒక ప్రైస్ ఉంటుంది, ఆ ప్రైస్కే నేను కొనేస్తాను. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద టాపిక్ విచ్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. అండ్ దిస్ ఐ జస్ట్ గేవ్ ఎ గ్లాన్స్, అంటే జస్ట్ ఐ గేవ్ ఇట్ వెరీ light in scale, but there's a lot of depth in this. When we actually start the classes and all, then I will teach you in depth what is about the sugarcane, what are the problems of the farmers, etc. I'm a marginal farmer. Can I go for cultivation of sugarcane? Marginal ante 2 acres ఉంటుంది. Can I go for cultivation of sugarcane? Definitely no. కష్టం అవుతుంది. It's not possible. ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి, రిటర్న్స్ అనేవి తక్కువ. సో నాకేం లాభం వస్తుంది? So that's the reason most farmers don't prefer to go for this plantation crops. Large scale area, commercial aspects kundalanటే they will go for this crops. The most important aspect is credit. Credit అంటే loans. ఇప్పుడు అన్ని క్రాప్స్ ఉన్నాయి, I'm going for the production, there should be some credit given to me. Where do I get this credit? From banks. So government will advise me, go to the bank, I will give you loan. 2 types of loan the government gives you. One is crop loan, second one is term loan. 2 types of loans government will give for the farmers. ఒకటేమో crop loan, second one is term loan, TERM, term loan. Crop loan అంటే ఏంటి? పంటల వారీగా ఇవ్వడం. అంటే ప్రతి పంటకు I'm going for crop loans, means they will be giving me kharif, they will be giving me rabi loans. For rabi పంటలకు rabi loans ఇవ్వడం, kharif పంటలకు kharif loans ఇవ్వడం. These are called as crop loans. These are called as crop loans. Crop loans mostly preferred by small and marginal farmers only. Large scale వాళ్ళకి క్రాప్ లోన్స్ సరిపోవు. ఎంత ఉంటాయమ్మా క్రాప్ లోన్స్? 40,000, 50,000 బేసిక్. అంటే ఆ పర్టికులర్ సీజన్ కోసం లోన్స్ తెచ్చుకొని ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. పర్టికులర్ సీజన్ లోన్ తెచ్చుకొని ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేసుకుని క్రాప్ లోన్. ఖరీఫ్ కోసం తెచ్చుకున్నాం, మళ్ళీ రిటర్న్ బ్యాంక్ ఇచ్చేసాం. నీకు పంటలు రిటర్న్ ఇచ్చాక, లాభాలు ఇచ్చాక మళ్ళీ తీర్చేయడం. రబీ అంతే. ఓకే, దీస్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ క్రాప్ లోన్స్. సెకండ్ we wrote about term loans. అదేవరకు లార్జ్ స్కేల్ ఫార్మర్స్ కు, మీడియం కు, సెమీ మీడియం కు, వీళ్ళకు. సో దిస్ టర్మ్ లోన్స్ టైం పీరియడ్ ఉంటుంది. 1 year కన్నా ఎక్కువ టైం పీరియడ్, 2 years, 3 years. వై యూ టేక్ టర్మ్ లోన్స్? మెకనైజ్డ్ ట్రాక్టర్ కొనాలి, డ్రోన్స్ కొనాలి, టెక్నాలజీ తీసుకురావాలి. I wanted to make solar as an investment. Okay, infrastructure upgradation, put irrigational projects, micro or macro irrigation projects పెట్టాలి. Then you go for term loans. So term loans basically are time taking process. బ్యాంక్ లో కూడా తెలుసు, ఇమీడియట్ గా కట్టారు వీళ్ళు, టర్మ్ లోన్ తీసుకొచ్చారు, టైం పడుతుంది. సంవత్సరం, 2 సంవత్సరాలు, 3 సంవత్సరాలు మీకు రిజల్ట్స్ వస్తే స్లోగా బ్యాంక్ వడ్డీ కట్టుకుంటే వెళ్ళాలి. క్రాప్ లోన్స్ అలాగా ఆ పర్టికులర్ టైంకి క్లియర్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇప్పుడు గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ సమ్ స్కీమ్స్, ఇంట్రెస్ట్ వేవ్ ఆఫ్ స్కీమ్స్, లోన్ వేవ్ ఆఫ్ స్కీమ్స్, క్రాప్ లోన్ వేవ్ ఆఫ్ స్కీమ్స్. అంటే రుణమాఫీ. వాట్ ఆర్ దోస్? క్రాప్ లోన్స్. రుణమాఫీ is not applicable for term loans. ఎక్కువ టర్మ్ లోన్స్ అప్లికబుల్ ఉండదు, మాక్సిమం క్రాప్ లోన్స్. అంటే పర్టికులర్ ఖరీఫ్ వర్షాలు ఎక్కువ పడ్డాయి, పంటలకు నష్టాలు వచ్చాయి, అలాంటి సినారియోస్ లో రైతులు కట్టని పరిస్థితి బ్యాంక్స్ కు. మీరు కట్టకండి, నేను కడతాను బ్యాంక్స్ కి. వడ్డీ మాఫీ ఉంటుంది, లోన్స్ కూడా మాఫీ అయిపోతుంది. రుణమాఫీ అంటాం. దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ ఫర్ లాంగ్ టర్మ్, దిస్ ఫర్ వెరీ షార్ట్ టర్మ్, సీజన్స్ కోసం తెచ్చుకునేది. In case of any loss, government will pay them off. These are called as term loans and crop loans. Where you get term loans? Any banks, any of the banks will give you. Commercial banks will give you, SBI, okay, or banks like those banks like, for example, cooperative banks will give you. Cooperative rural banks will give you. Cooperative 2 types again: urban loan banks, rural loan banks. So rural banks, etc. So in such cases, the rural banks in rural areas will deliver more crop loans. Scheduled banks would is like SBI, even they will deliver more crop loans. Okay. What did we discuss? Agriculture. We discussed about in agriculture what is agriculture price policy. We discussed what is MSP, how many crops MSP has, who decides it, what are three seasons, okay, what are Kharif, Rabi, calendar, what are calendar crops, what is significance about sugarcane, significance about jute, what are different types of credit systems. These are very basics. Okay. Did you start reading Indian economic development? Did you start anything about Indian economic development? No. You should make some efforts to read Indian economic development. So if you could actually read, it will speed up the process. Alright. Online में doubts हैं actually. How many are there? 18. So, okay. So take it. We'll meet tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll teach you more about agriculture.